All right, mic check, mic check, mic check. Oh, let me go. Let me go incognito with the photo. Hopefully, I'm being heard. We got some Wi-Fi going. We on straight mobile right now. All right, we're waiting for just a few of my speakers to hop on, just to make sure this connection is rolling right. We'll be started in a moment. You know what I'm talking about? Give us a minute. Give us a minute. All right. You there? Okay, I can hear something. Nice. Let me stop this music real quick. Oh snap! This should actually working. Oh, okay, beta version. Let's go. Are you having issues signing in? Because it keeps saying that you signed in like 100 times. Oh, all right. So yeah, this is really bugging on my end, I guess. It could be my bandwidth, but it is what it is. Or where you at? It sound like you out and about. All right.
Hey, you gonna let me
Yeah, your
in?
Wi-Fi way better than mine. I can see that. Damn. Now that's what's up. Yeah. Let me see. I think my man Justice about to join as well. Let's see. Yeah, this shit looks so much different on the phone. It's gonna be crazy. What's good with you though?
Can't
It's
complain, can't
matter.
complain, can't
What you got
complain.
going on?
I'll be headed out in the AM to a funeral. Unfortunately,
Oh
my
man.
my dad brother passed away at 57. A young
My
man.
condolences. That's young, yeah. Jeez.
So I'll be flying out at 5 a.m. to going to cold ass Minnesota.
Oh wow. That's where your people from, or is that where you from too?
No, I'm from Georgia. My family
Uh
on my dad's side. My
mm,
family on my dad's side is there.
all right. Man, Minnesota is a gap though. I ain't gonna lie.
I know, right? It's a huge, huge gap. My dad, and what's so crazy? My dad from Chicago, and my mom from Mississippi.
Mm.
That's a huge gap.
Chi-town. That's where your
Mississippi,
side come from? Or just the
huh?
Atlanta?
What you say now?
I said, is that where the gangster side come from? Or is that just Atlanta?
It's a mixture of both. It's a mixture of both.
Nah, that's what's up. But that, my condolences though overall. That's a situation. I definitely lost a lot of people, so I can definitely feel for that. How you holding up though?
I'm great. I'm maintaining. Just trying to be there for my dad.
Mm.
Yeah. Chicago, Mississippi, and they made an Atlanta girl. I got tough skin. I'll be all right.
I hear that. All right, well we ain't gonna dwell on it then. You know, we ain't gonna dwell on it. I was actually talking to Justice and kind of we had like a little mini topic we was just kind of want to brush over real quick, talking about inflation and how it is out here. And is it even a real thing? Because there's a lot of young people that just don't even believe it's real.
It's not.
So, huh?
It's real, but it ain't. It's an illusion.
What's the illusion about it?
I mean, because it's so many avenues, there's so many ways to do things nowadays. Where
You talking about legally or illegally?
both, yeah. 'Cause honestly, the head gangsters is the pharmaceutical
Yeah.
system, and the food industry, and man, please, those are the biggest gangsters. The health industry, those are the biggest gangsters. Shoot, I'm out here on the block working for their ass. Shit.
Yeah, I hear that.
You know, so What do you think about it? What were your thoughts on it? Hello, can you hear me? Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Ah, yeah, I hit the wrong button. I gotta be extra careful with this mobile joint. I might have to get one
Yes,
of those
you
big ass
do.
phones, that one that flip in half,
Yeah.
to make this work.
Thank you.
This is wild. Yeah, they got me out here working, so I'm doing my job. But I was just like, I wanted to see if this mobile joint worked, just in case I have to do this on a regular. But I don't want to change up the time because the time in that, it's pretty good time. But let me see. But you were saying it's a lot, pretty much a lot of ways to make money nowadays, and that's the biggest advantage, and why the inflation is real and not real. So, for what would you say for the people that say it's real? Like, are you saying like it's they probably just need to find a new means or extra means to make it work?
I mean, it's all about, to me personally, it's all about sticking together. It's all about coming together. If we could
You said
just
staying
find
connected.
coming together, like if we can just come together
Ah,
as a people, as individuals, no matter black, white, whatever, you know what I mean? As we come together,
yeah.
man, we can make a lot happen. It's about teamwork.
Hmm. You know what? I agree with that, and I think that's kind of what we're trying to build. It's very
Right,
rare. I always compare it
right.
to like Adam Sandler and all his people. You know what I'm saying? Because he put his people in every
Exactly.
single movie, and they always stay connected and build from there. But do you think that's actually possible in our community, or the way that our community is structured at this point?
Um, I think it's possible. I think it's possible because I do believe that there is a select few out there. You know what? I was watching this movie the other day. What was it? It was called damn Blue Moon, something Moon. And long story short, it was kind of like a Star Wars or a Marvel movie, but they went out
Was
to
it
seek
Moon Knight?
Moon Knight or something like that. Moon Knight. So they went out to seek certain people that will fight for a village, right?
Yeah.
And they went out to seek for the best people, like the best top people that they knew that can fight the mothership. You know what I mean? So I
Mm,
feel like if we as team players come to, it only takes a few. If we go out and seek the best ones, I mean, we can conquer a whole village. We can conquer a whole city.
mm,
You know what I mean? But we have to be able to diligently seek those that are, you know, in alignment with what we're, trying to, with our, we have to have um, a common, what's the word I'm looking for? It's on the tip of my tongue. A, a common denominator. What is it?
common ground,
Yeah,
a
a
base.
common ground, like a common enemy, a common problem, a common situation where, okay, like in the movie, their rival enemy was the mothership. So all the people that they gather up, they all had a problem with the mothership. They all had an
Mm,
issue with the same thing. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So I feel like if we go out and we seek those that are got the common, our common interests, or it's a word that I know I'm gonna find it one day, y'all. I'm trying to eat, and this Mexican music throwing me off.
I'm trying to think what it could be. If you got common ground, of course, like we said, uh, it could just be like the unison that we
Oh,
need. We
common
need something to
denominator.
unite us overall. Maybe a catalyst. to push us towards the same direction.
It's just no. It's just man. You just gotta be able to seek those who are willing to be in alignment with what we see, and it's out
But
there.
now, what
They're
if it's only
there.
a small percentage of us like that? How do we just forget the rest? Like that's my thing.
Everybody got their position. Now, also in the movie, there was only like what 10 of them, five, 7 of them.
Damn,
It wasn't a whole bunch of them, and they
facts.
conquered. They conquered the mothership. If somebody had to sacrifice their life, somebody had to put up the bad. Somebody, you know what I mean? Still, at the end of the day, they live happy. They live to bear fruit and to farm and to live a beautiful life. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think when it comes to inflation, all you need is that team player, those team players. Ooh,
I mean,
this
that's
is
different right there. Because
man,
I
this
was
just
actually just
came.
listening to this podcast where they was pretty much questioning Dr. Umar. He was saying something similar, and I was just like, I don't know, because I agree with some of the things he said, and I kind of disagree. I think it's hard to kind of, well, it's of course it's going to be the harder route when we're trying to find like-minded people or like-minded, let's say, productive people. I think there's a lot of people that have a similar mindset, but they don't have access to go behind it.
Well, you have to have that one person to be like, oh well, I know this person, and I know their personality. I know that they're good at such and such, and I know that they're gonna do what they say they're gonna do. Da 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 da. You know, you can kind of vouch for that person, and people got to be willing to be, connect other people. People are so selfish and try to keep individuals to themselves. Like, oh, I know somebody, but I don't want you to know them. Type of situation. Like, people got to get out of that. You breaking up, huh?
I'm breaking up.
We
Uh oh,
understand.
you gave me?
Uh huh. I can hear you now.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Now I was saying, yeah, that's probably one of the biggest issues, like you were saying before, especially when it comes to like the inflation. There's a lot of gatekeepers when it comes to the new ways of getting the bag. Some people just are unaware of all these new ways, even though there's a lot of them. Some of them are right in your face, but the best ones are not in your face. So I definitely think that plays a part in it as well. But when we talk about inflation, like what do we like, even down to like the living expenses or food, etc. You don't think that's an issue overall? I mean, of course, you can always make more money, but the more money you make, it seems like they're just gonna keep inflating shit.
Yeah, of course it is. That's why we gotta get a team of people to bring down the freaking mothership. Cause that shit is motherfucking ridiculous.
Not the mothership.
That's the mothership. I'm just kidding. But no, that shit is
She
ridiculous.
also, we need Will Smith and Vivica Fox talking about Independence Day type shit.
Mm-mm. I'm trying to
That's
say,
funny.
cause it's crazy. It is crazy. Like freaking $5 for some eggs.
Yeah, that shit wild. That shit is wild. Could never get over that part. The eggs, the milk, crazy.
$7. $7.
I don't even drink milk, but looking at the prices for everybody else is like, dang, that's wild. Living expenses, minimum wage definitely is not, helping some
The
people.
minimum amount of rent is 2,000.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that shit done went up. Unless you can get some hustle plan. Shit, you got to move, especially because we in Atlanta. You got to move to Alabama.
right, you gotta move to the country.
Find something affordable. Well, let me get out of here. Go to this country a little bit. You know what I mean? That's wild. I
That's the
can't.
best way to do it.
Nah, they doing too much at this point. Ain't nobody got time. And I feel like that's the main thing because we got to give up more time to make more money. That's backwards. Oh, what's that?
Somebody's birthday. Somebody's birthday. You just saying?
Oh, word. Where you at?
I'm at a Mexican restaurant. Somebody's birthday over
Sheesh.
there.
You over there turn clapping and shit. They must have heard our topic. They clapping for us. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna
Take
take
time.
credit for that.
Take it.
Facts. Mm-hmm. Peace.
Peace. I am too. I'm eating at the
Yeah.
same time.
This is an unorthodox one, man. Word. I was over here trying to go outside real quick. Yeah, eh. Let me actually add you in the queue though, in case you want to hop in. Give me a second. Where the three part? There we go. So let's switch it to that one. Let's fix the pink one. Yeah, this shit wild on the mobile app. It feels so much different. I don't like it. I like it and don't like it. I don't got all the controls that I'm used to. Everybody, just say something real quick. Let me just make sure everybody's voice is actually getting through.
Peace.
Peace, we out
Look.
here. Yes,
Oh
sir.
yeah, yeah. Okay, I see it. I see it. Okay, we good. Mike checks out this giant.
All right, all right.
But we were just talking about inflation, and Miss Matters was saying we got to bring down the mothership in order to actually, balance shit out or being able to take over.
You know what's fucking crazy? I dead ass was just talking to the wife about this morning, and it's like
Wow.
capitalism. Second, capitalism, that beast of a motherfucker,
That
and
bitch?
it's running, and it ain't no stopping it. So since that shit running and it ain't no stopping it, we need an overall collapse for this bitch to really just to have social reform. Like you can't reform a
Right.
broken system such as capitalism. It's like this whole shit got to come down. Not that I'm
Mm,
trying to make it come down, and I'm
Fact.
speaking to that happening because I don't want that sentiment to be used against me in any way, shape, or form. However, though, I could understand if we wanted to change things. I don't think that we can change it from within anymore.
mm.
You see what I'm saying?
I
Like
can
that
see that.
doesn't that philosophy doesn't work.
We gotta fight. We gotta fight
So
for
what's
it.
the
Okay.
solution?
I mean, we gotta put up our
We
dukes,
got to
man. I
fight.
told you. I mean, we gotta put together the right people, the right group of people. Put together the right resources and actually diligently do that. Like put together this. It's people out there that's feeling the same freaking way. I guarantee
Yeah.
you, and it don't have to be a lot of them. Like you said, it can just be a select few, and we can do some real damage. I'm telling you, some real
Mm.
damage. All it takes is that. And when I'm telling you, when I watched that the show, tell Justice what I was saying. I'm sorry, I'm still eating too. If you could really, read, um, let him know what we were talking about. Winter
What was the
about
name of it though?
blue, blue, a moon.
That sounds like a drink. That's what I'm saying. I don't even. Oh, oh, you talking about Moon Knight? I think you was talking about
Moon
Moon
Knight,
Knight, the Marvel
Moon
drink.
Knight. Yeah, and it's about them gathering up the most powerful people that could defeat the mothership, and they all have that common enemy.
Oh,
And
you
but
talking about
they
Rebel Moon?
Rebel
Oh, that's
Moon.
something
That's
different. That's not.
it.
Oh, that's talking about
But
Rebel Moon. I like that.
but in so many words, we need to gather that our strength. You know what I mean?
Mm,
And it don't have to take a lot of people to do that. You know what I mean? It
mm.
can be done. It can be done. That's all I'm saying.
I just wish
Hmm.
it was like I feel like on that same subject, but slightly just a slightly different sentiment. Because like I see what you mean about Rebel Moon, about like bringing different people together, and by us all coming together for one common cause, we can defeat a certain like limitation that we're all undergoing. You know what I mean? Which is
Hmm.
living in this capitalist society, trying to come like, because the main thing we all lose, the one thing we all lacking that we need is money. To be real,
Facts.
you
Facts.
And
know,
that's why I say it's what I say. Somebody had to be the sacrifice. Somebody had to make the sacrifice. Somebody had to put up the bag.
you know,
Somebody got to make that sacrifice.
and that's why I feel like, and I'm gonna just be real and say this, like, you know me, God, I'm like all about equality across the board. But like through the tradition and history in America with white supremacy, I dead ass feel like somewhere someone with their white guilt need to like sacrifice that bag
Oh, big time,
because you got dirty money, that's slave money. It's a
big
lot of
time.
blood on that money. You know what I mean? And think about, in a sense, how many different corporations that's out there that's built off that shit. Like your generational wealth, like certain like in the South, and since I've been in Atlanta, God, like I'd be like, yo, I wonder how many rich folks out here got like generational wealth off slave money type shit.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So
Facts.
it's like
Big time, big
it's
time.
just like some real shit, God. And to be honest, I wouldn't mind bringing down some shit like that. You know what I mean? Like that'd be dope as fuck.
Let's go. Let's go.
You know, but like I don't know. I think like at the same time, it's just about a certain level of commitment that we have to ourselves and our community and what we willing to put into it. Because it's like one of us could be rooting for this heavy, which is like donating $50 to $100 a month to the cause. But it's like you spend $2,000 doing that, ain't nobody else adding on. It's like you start to lose your spirit to want to change things. So it's like,
That's a fact.
you know, God, like I'm just hitting a lot of the things because I've reached this point a lot in life, and I most definitely, you know, want to partner up with people for change. But it's like a lot of people don't keep that consistent fire, and it's hard to kind of keep going when you don't have, you know, a collective working with you.
No, that's a fact. Or sometimes the collective is technically not in the same direction. Like everybody has a different. Like we could all get to the end goal if we have a similar end goal, but some people are just not honest about what their actual intentions.
Yes, sir.
So that I think that part is major. That kind of stops us from uniting. It's all everybody got to be a little bit selfish, or everybody has been, in my opinion. But I think that's a part of the programming as well, is to not be connected, to kind of keep everybody separate, so that we won't win that way.
Hmm, I can see that.
Yeah.
What you think? You know what I mean? Could be a solution or goal that you ponder, G.
You said, what do I say that again?
Like, what's your answer to it?
I don't have an answer for it. I ain't gonna lie. I don't got
Okay.
an answer for it. For one, like I was just actually talking to my sister earlier about she was just talking about every time I'm talking to her, we be talking about like community, all of this, and we talk about a little spiritual, all of this other stuff. But it came about when we was just talking about how like she was just talking about how like technically I'm just being candid. She was just talking about how white people kind of hold us back, or hold us up. But I was just like, it's a lot of ways that technically we hold us up. And that's what
Hmm.
I was breaking down to her. And my overall, what I broke down to her is that it starts from the inside of the home, and then we can actually work on the community. But if we don't fix what's going on inside our homes, which is broken, like the system there, if we're
Yeah.
not united inside our homes, how we gonna be united outside?
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
so we gotta focus a little bit more inner, in my opinion,
Oh yeah.
versus always focusing on the outer. And then when you can focus, or when your insides is porous,
Yeah.
when
Right.
everything on the inside is good, then we can start focusing more bit by bit on the outside.
So
I even just seen an interview with Dr. Umar, and he was just mostly talking about how it's, well, he's kind of just bashing black men, saying it's all black man's fault. But I'm just like, hey, it's a lot on the inside that has to be worked out before we can actually start focusing on everything that's being outside. Like if it's our fault, then let's figure that shit out. But how
yeah,
we gonna
dude.
figure that out if we ain't not good internally? on
And
the
that's
inside.
so like what's dope about the whole angle you coming from right now, God, is like, you know how, and I always bring up supreme mathematics and supreme alphabet, right?
Yeah.
The 19th letter in the alphabet is S, and that letter S stands for self or savior. And in order to be
Mm.
a savior to the people around you, you got to save yourself first.
Facts.
You know what I mean? Like, I can't, if the airplane falling, how I'm going to try to put an oxygen mask on you if I'm fucking dying because I ain't put mine on first.
Big facts.
So it's like there's a certain truth. There's a central truth, substantial one. So when it comes to like, you got to make sure your home and your crib together, your personal life is together before we try to go out and show other people or speak up toward like some type of community.
Yeah.
And I think
Facts.
like the reality about getting things behind closed doors together is like, what would that be like? Kind of sharing our personal lives, or would that mean like, I don't know. I don't know, like how would we learn or know if like you doing your personal work, you know what I'm saying, you working on
Mm.
yourself. Because I think that's what you were saying though, right? Like once we work on ourselves and get past our own shit and fix the kinks in our dysfunctional ass families, because I know I low key
Yeah.
I had one. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
Yeah.
until we get past that, we can't really speak toward no community work for real, for real.
I mean, overall, when you think about, well, I think about it the way my mom used to tell me how the community used to be, and the communities used to be more like family.
Mm-hmm.
So what happened that changed that is that the families from the inside actually started breaking apart, which left the community even further apart. So that's why I say it seems like we got to fix what's going on in the households so that way we can fix our community. We can't start from the community if we ain't fix our household. Like, if you can't fix your household, then how you gonna fix a community?
I wish I can do that. There we go. There you go. There you go.
If you can't fix your household, how you gonna fix your community? Like, seriously.
I
Like, that's the
agree.
real question. Like, and then even when, like, what Martha was saying, I mean, Miss Matter was saying about the inflation, she was just saying, like, hey, you gotta come from, we gotta attack the system. We can't come together to be able to do that if we don't start with that internal first, in my opinion. And then once we build that, like, even like what we doing, we building a small community. It's starting slowly. Honestly, I've been getting some great feedback from what we've been doing. So that's a great thing. And it starts
So
one person at a time. Maybe you gotta fix this one thing with this one problem we had with this one person in the family. Then from there we grow and focus on this next issue. But we can't
mhm.
start from. I don't think we can start from the big problem. Like, the big problem is, it's a lot to take on. Like we said, we need like Megatron, somebody that's already up there, ready to swing a giant hammer. And if we don't have that connection yet, then we got to start from the small to lead to the big, in my opinion. So
I
that's where
feel
I'm
that.
coming from with it.
That's perfect. That was perfectly stated.
Yes, sir.
I love that.
What do you think would be a solution though? Like, what do you do? Like, is it any different from what I'm saying, or what would you think differently? Let's say, as far as getting to that point.
And I don't mean to play devil's advocate because that's not even what I'm
You
about.
like playing devil's advocate. He say that every time.
Like I don't want to say it like that, but it's like high key a part of the solution that I spoke to, and I'm gonna speak through an example. Like I watch a lot of movies and shit. So like
Yeah.
a lot of the films I've learned that I'm kind of attracted to are like post apocalyptic,
Mm.
and when I be looking at how they living, I be like, could I live like that? You know what I'm saying? And I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
about it in contrast to like what it is now or whatever. And it's like depending on shit, if I'm unemployed, broke and shit, if I'm broke, struggling, I'm like, shit, I'd rather live like that. Fuck this shit. You know what I mean? But it's like a part of me would say, and this is just me going on the air live saying this, like, I high key would take a major catastrophe You know what I mean, to the planet Earth or us as as a human civilization to bring
Mm,
down this white supremacist capitalist society.
mm,
I would be down to lose all my comforts to do away with that shit. But if it means me being able to drive my car, coming into this house, and living the life that I live, and I know that I live every day, and I'm comfortable, it's like then I kind of can't really fight against the capitalist white supremacist society. Supposedly, that's the problem, quote unquote.
mm,
It's like shit. If that's what it is, then shit good. I ain't struggling. You know what I mean? Like I gotta figure it out to a degree, and I have my goals within this flawed system that I want to work toward. But that's not change. To be honest, that's moving within complacency. Just me being real with the fam right now.
mm.
So I think real change would mean complete obliteration with what we understand and know. Like damn near going off grid. Fuck going to work tomorrow. Fuck buying gas. Fuck, you know what I'm saying? Like you got to completely, pretty much become homeless. But like
Mm.
create another civilization though within having great minds that want to feed into that new commune or civil, whatever the fuck you want to call it at that point. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
it ain't America. It ain't constitutional. That shit's flawed. All that shit's crooked.
No, that's different.
You see what I'm saying? So to me, I think that type of ideals is what it takes to change this capitalist.
That's, it's fucking crazy because I feel what you're saying, but I don't at the same time. The main reason why I do feel what you're saying, and I'm gonna just bring up a tragedy when everybody came together. 9/11. 9/11 was the most united I ever seen, just people in general,
My
ever.
bad. I got dropped down. I got dropped. My fault.
Oh, okay. When I was saying, I agree with what you were saying, but then I was just like, I hate to agree with it pretty much, but you know what I'm saying? Because it sounds wild as hell, but when I think about it, it's mainly I think about one of the tragedies that I've actually lived through, which was 9/11. Nine
Mm,
eleven brung so much people together. Like people was giving out food, they cooking, they just what I'm saying. Like it was a little bit different. Like if you don't have it here, you might need this type of shit.
yup.
You know what I mean? And, like it brung down the barriers of I got this, and you need to get the fuck away from me if you don't type shit.
Yup.
So that's where I feel what you're saying, but where I don't feel it because it feel like this another to play double devil's
I
advocate.
love it, Keith. Let's see it.
To play double devil's advocate, you don't think it'd be better just to pretty much learn the system, take over the system, and rule it from within?
I think we would have did that by now. We had a black president, and ain't nothing changed.
Did we have a black president, or was he brown skinned?
You know what I'm saying? You can't hate on us light skinned brothers, bro. Come on now.
Now, I'm not hating on light skin. That's not what I said. I'm
I'm
just
talking
saying that
shit.
his skin is brown. That don't make him a black. You know what I mean? Like he wasn't a representative of black community, black changes. It wasn't one of those type of things. Like he's pretty. I'm sorry, he's a puppet figure in my opinion.
But
That's
like,
a
you know
child.
what I'm saying? So, but I think so there you go. Anytime we try to fight from within, they become a puppet figure for us versus us actually making the changes from within.
But
Like it backfires against us every time, bro.
I mean, I could see that, but I don't think one of us actually got in yet. Is what I'm coming from.
Mm, okay,
That's the point I was making.
I can see that.
You see what I'm saying? Like, yeah, his skin look like ours. Yeah, the family looks beautiful, but at the end of the day, it's not necessarily representing the things, the complaints, the traumas, all of the things that we have as a people when we talking about our community. It wasn't really addressed at all. You know what I mean? There's some levels like there's Michelle technically be addressing more than what I'm saying, Mr.
Yeah.
President. That shit is wild.
Huh.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I just see that a little bit differently. I can't use him as an example as one that was in as far as representing us because it was great for that first. Yeah. But
You
after
know?
that, it's like, what are you doing for? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was
Yeah,
nothing.
I
Because
see
if
that.
anything, he was definitely ruling with a I say with a super sledgehammer, because he was definitely taking shit out
Yeah,
overall, but not the shit that we need. You know what I'm
got it.
saying?
I see what you're
Wasn't
saying.
really addressing anything that we was reaching for. But
So, and
yeah,
to be
I
real,
think that's why I say the double devil advocate. If we actually got in the system to take it over, you don't think that'd be faster than breaking it all the way down?
nope. Because, and I'll say this on the flip side to that, it's like, in a way, another, and this is now my personal point of view of what I think I'm doing, is like
Sure.
non-compliance. Like, I don't even comply with half of the socio-political like agendas that are out there. Like, I'm not red,
Not
I
me
ain't
either.
blue, I don't fuck with nothing. However, what I will do, eh, what I will do is become who's aware of who's working within like my local community and vote on that type of shit. And then it's like, once I
Mm.
learn about my local community and who's working within that, I can start like, cause to share with you and to those who are listening, like, I most definitely am looking in the future to working with like nonprofits, because I feel like that's a great way of doing some grass work, ground, like working with people firsthand who need help in the community, and having the right type of like networking and outsourcing for those people to become aware of those resources that are available. Because I know for a fact, living in the hood my whole life, it's like there are a lot of resources out there to help us that we are completely unaware of. And
That's a
bro,
fact.
so I most definitely want to be a person who have went through a scholastic system, or who know enough about the government to know how to utilize those funds to bring them back to the hood outside of like government like dependence by EBT, fucking unemployment, things of that nature. It's like, no, you can tap in and actually utilize some government money that could be of assistance and help to us through that type of avenue. And that's something that I'm looking to really explore here within like the next 3 to 5 years for sure.
No, that's dope right there. And
Indeed.
that's
And
definitely different. And that's shit, kind of what I was saying about, you got to start from the community. I definitely feel like when you start from the community and build up from there, that's the right route to go. You
facts.
know what I mean? And definitely, because I already know you like myself, we work on ourselves from within, and we try to at least understand the let's say the people around us as we actually work in this world, because neither one of us is conforming to the system. So
No.
that's one thing that I always respected about you. I'm like, yeah, I can relate to that. You
Oh
know what I'm
yeah.
saying? And it's definitely a fight each and every day, let's say in our community, because you see so much that you be like, damn, I just wish this was better. And the way to address it, I think that what you just said, working in the community and building from there, I think that's a great way to actually show some leadership and to probably create an even more following towards the right direction.
Indeed.
So, yeah, kudos to you on doing that. And I wish you well when it comes to actually achieving that.
Oh yeah.
Definitely. Shit. Let me know if you need help. You already know
Oh, I
visuals,
will,
etc.
bro.
We do it.
Like, when it comes to the time,
We do it.
man, that was just a fraction. When we gonna build on, I'm gonna save more for later for
Yeah,
sure
yeah,
on that
same. You
one.
don't gotta give it all. Don't give it
Oh
all away.
yeah. Oh yeah. It's gonna be great, bro. It's gonna be nice.
Now, just to bring back to the topic, we was talking about inflation. I remember you mentioned it to me. Was there
hmm
something specific about it that you wanted to talk about that we didn't bring up?
Um, More so, just like, like, just wanted to create a dialogue about it and see how, you know this inflation rate is the highest that it been, and I think that the record was, I think I've heard, has been 30 years. And it's like,
Damn.
yeah, guy, and it's like, what's wild to me is like how much, I don't want to say minimum wage is, because I personally have not had a minimum wage paying job in over a decade.
Nah, me either.
Well, actually, I take that back, close to a decade. When I first moved to Atlanta, one of the jobs I worked at, it was a restaurant, and I'm put.
Uh oh, y'all. We might have lost justice real quick. For the guy to come back. But yeah, nah, I haven't had a minimum wage job in probably. I actually don't since my first job. Matter of fact, I was working at Rainbow. Shit, I think we was making about 725. Matter of fact, I got that job from a close friend that got me at my other jobs later. Kimberly, she was over there working at Rainbow doing her thing. So yeah, I definitely agree with that. Haven't really had no minimum wage jobs in over shit. That's probably what 2 decades? Nah, almost two. That was like a decade. Definitely over a
Yo,
decade.
part of stuff I keep getting disconnected. I don't know what's up with that, but I'm gonna have to put myself on camera for this to work.
Nah, you
But
good? You good, brother?
it gets to the point where it's like how much money you make. If more than half your money you making, more than half, bro, is going into like bills and expenses. The living wage, the cost of living is too high, and it's already been like that for working adults for a long time. Like
Yeah.
we've been needing to work two jobs to make ends meet for a while.
Tell
Now
me about it.
so now it's getting to the point where if now things are getting to a point where it's like the homeless rate is skyrocketing. It's ridiculous. So I just want to
That's
see
a fact.
I just want to see what other people might have thought or may have felt about that, if they have any ways they have combated it. Because even though, and I think you actually heard me share at work, like with you and the sister Faith about how, I do work on TaskRabbit because that
Yeah,
helps
yeah.
feed in the little services and stuff. And it's like, I didn't know if anybody might have had some different things they might do on the side, they might want to share, to help combat that. Mhm.
Shit, ain't no combating it from this side because shit, I'm working right now, dog. Yeah.
Hell yeah. I
I gotta
heard
make
that.
that extra funds, man. You know what I
Hell
mean?
yeah, man.
One job ain't it, but I think creating a business and having a job or maybe a side hustle, etc., something that's not really taking all your time is probably gonna be a blessing for some people, you know. But shit, yeah, that a single income is just not gonna work in general. No matter unless you just the owner and your business is running at a high scale. You know what I'm saying? But
I
I
say,
haven't seen it in a long period of time where you could just get by off of working a job, a single job. You
I
know what I
think
mean?
you gotta be pulling close to to me. I think you gotta be making like 60K or more to work one job.
60?
I feel like if you had no vices, let me throw that out there. Number one, if you had no vices or almost any like recreational like habits,
Hmm.
you can get away with spending 60K a year on a $1,500 apartment. You know what I mean? A month. I think that
Yeah.
is, you can make ways with that, but finding that apartment for 15 right now might even be a little
Nah.
hard.
That's what Miss Matters was saying. She was saying that the cheapest apartment is like 2,000, 2 grand.
Then them Cali prices, bro.
That's crazy. Cause
Them
Cali
Cali
even went
prices.
up. I could have
Cali,
sworn Cali got higher now. I was
Cali,
just like, what the fuck?
because high key, me and the wife, we entertain how much rent costs across the country anyway.
Mm.
Back home in St. Louis is high key the cheapest place, top three least expensive place to live in the country.
Wow.
Like right now, you can still find like rent in St. Louis. You can still find. Put it like this: my best friend I used to live with in St. Louis, he still has the apartment we stayed in. I ain't gonna say
Mhm.
his name since I'm gonna put his rent price out there, bro. He now mind you, he been living there 8 to 10 years, but his rent $550, bro. Yeah, still $550. And when I say a nice ass apartment, G, it's actually like it back there. What they have is called four families. Have you ever seen those? It's like a duplex. It's a quadplex basically. So it's two
I
apartments
think
up.
so.
It's like two
Yeah,
apartments
yeah.
upstairs and It's an A and B upstairs and an A and B downstairs basically.
Yeah, got you.
And it's like
Got you.
it's nice, bro.
That's crazy.
And that must still 500. The rent ain't went up shit. If you want to move somewhere in St.
Shit.
Louis right now, like you
You
can
telling
still
me to
find.
move to St. Louis?
Hell no, it ain't no money to be made there, which is why the rent's so low.
Oh shit. That makes sense.
You
That
see,
makes sense.
It ain't no
That
money to
makes
be
sense.
made. That's why my ass left. There wasn't no way I could have stayed there.
Shit, I was just telling Miss Matters earlier. I was just like, damn, I might have to move to Alabama just to drive back to Atlanta just to make it work because the price is going up, and I'm kind
Like,
of bougie too. I ain't gonna stand. So I kind of like nice shit if I can get it. You know what I'm saying? And
mm-hmm.
the goal is to can get it.
High key, like I'm with you on that. Like how I say it is, I like quality shit. I ain't
Yeah,
materialistic, but I like quality shit.
that part. I
You
ain't
know?
materialistic. But I
Mm-mm.
definitely like some quality if I can get the quality. You know what I mean?
Most
Because if I
definitely.
gotta settle, I'm gonna turn some settle shit to make it look like quality if I had to as well. So I ain't knocking anybody if you don't have that high quality or etc. Just to put that out there, because everybody want to mix your words up. But no, I'm just saying if I can get it, that's what I prefer. But shit, it's definitely getting hard when it comes to rent and shit like that. But Miss Matters was saying that it's so many hustles that it's like inflation is real and not real at the same time. Pretty much what she was presenting.
Mm.
So she was saying it really just depends on the person.
Yep.
Like inflation could be real for you if you stuck in that I gotta my one job mindset. Like we were just saying, like if you just doing one job and then
Yeah.
you think that's gonna get you by,
Yep.
nah, bro.
That ain't
Like
it.
you should have had a side hustle. You
So
should have, you know what I'm saying? You should have
yeah. Now,
something
so now,
legal
now,
or illegal. Like
now,
like
now
you say,
I'm
legal
beginning
or illegal.
to speak
What you
because
said?
now you speaking to a sentiment of the conversation we had at work recently, which is why I brought up the inflation thing.
Mm,
Technically, the conversation had came from the concept of gentrification,
Okay,
and,
okay, there, yeah, okay. That's what
and
it was.
yeah, and like to be honest with you, G, I have what I'm learning a very controversial like perspective of gentrification because it's not your typical one.
So what's
It's a
that? Let me hear it.
it's a very realistic one. Like to give you a full spectrum of where I live at in Atlanta, I live in the SWATs in Atlanta, Southwest Atlanta. I live in Oakland City. The whole time I've been here, I used to live on Linford Drive. I moved from Linford Drive to live on Oakland Drive. From Oakland Drive, I lived on Lawton Ave. From Lawton Ave, I moved to Holderness. And from Holderness, I now live on Beecher, bro. Like I lived literally in a 1 mile radius in the 8 years that I've lived in Atlanta because I love this neighborhood. It was like the last standing black neighborhood in Atlanta, bro. In the
Mm,
middle of the city. Clark, Atlanta, all the HBCUs, like a
yeah.
mile and a half right by my crib type shit, right? So when I first moved here in 2016, March 14th, 2016, bro, I rented a 3 bedroom house, a 3 bedroom, 2 bathroom house right there on Oakland Drive for $850. I had listen to me, guy. 850 for a 3 bedroom house, 2 bath, smack dead in the middle of the hood though. Like it's in the hood, bro. Like it's most people like my roommate literally took forever to move in because he was scared of the neighborhood, bro. He lived with his cousins in Lawrenceville. And we like, bro, you paying rent and you ain't here. What's going on? He like, I ain't ready to come down there yet. Like he was literally scared of the hood, bro. It was like that. So it's like
I'm sorry, that shit don't bother me.
it doesn't bother me either, bro. I was skateboarding all through that joint. So
Oh.
to put it in perspective, this 2016, I was working at Tassili Raw Reality that I mentioned of making $10 an hour at the time. $10 an
Mm,
hour, no tips, and I'm just probably working like 20 hours, 25 hours a week.
mm-hmm.
I had to get another job. I started working with a moving company. With them, I was making like a buck 50, 200 a day, depending on the jobs that I was taking. So I'm like, okay, this is some little decent money here. And then I started doing my audio visual installation work. I was doing a lot of trade shows and like concerts and stuff. So them was
Yeah.
like long hours. I was making my money. So high key within the first month, bro, I had 3 jobs.
Nah, that's dope.
You see what I'm saying? Because I came to Atlanta to get the bag, bro. Like that's the whole
Nah, I
reason why I
feel it.
came here. So it's
I
like,
feel it.
and keeping that same energy, keeping that same mentality, I'm learning different skills as I'm doing my AV work. So I learned how to mount TVs, put in speakers, how to paint. You know what I mean? I'm diversifying myself and I'm learning how to make money off everything I do. And it's like
Heard.
as I'm learning what gentrification is, because I'm coming from St. Louis, Missouri, I got no idea what the fuck a gentrified what? Like, what the hell are you talking about? And they like, this area over here, they was talking about old Fourth Ward at the time. They was like, this used to be the hood. This zone 6 over here. Look at this.
Mm.
It was nice as fuck at the time. I'm like, no fucking way Gucci Man used to live right here. Oh, you know what I mean? Like, no
Yeah,
way.
that's wild.
And they started explaining how the gentrification process working throughout Atlanta. And I started to realize, like, in my hood where all the bandos was at, bro, like all the bandos stopped. They like at first they was just like abandoned houses that was just left unwanted, not boarded up or anything. So a lot of people was squatting on them. I
Mm.
would even go get served and get my weed from half the niggas around here in out of bandos. What end up happening, bro? Them bandos start getting boarded up. And after that bando got boarded up, it started getting fixed on.
Yeah,
And as that bando got fixed on, that motherfucker had a for sale sign outside of it.
yeah.
And it's kind of like, whoa, that used to be the trap. Now that motherfucker a $500,000 house.
That's honestly coming from New York and like my hood. Shit, I'm from fucking Garvey, Marcus Garvey. Shout out to anybody that's listening from Garvey.
Hey,
But literally, when I went back to the hood, right, I started. This is how I knew it was gentrification. Something that we never seen in the hood. We seen white joggers with little cute dogs.
bro, that's the number one sign, bro.
I was
That's
like,
the
what the
number
fuck
one
is this?
sign.
What the fuck is this? Not only that, they fixed up the whole hood. Like they put numbers on the build, like on the actual building, lit it up. Like it got lights and shit. This
You
shit look
got the
like a
LED light,
spectacle.
the street lights
Ellie,
now and shit.
bruh. I was like, this the hood? The park that I grew up in was dangerous. You slip and fall, you know what I'm saying? You expect to get hurt, but that's how you get your war wounds as a kid.
Straight
You
shit.
know what I'm saying? Nah. They got cushioning on all the ground and shit. Park all fixed up. That was one of the signs. I'm just like, oh shit. Not only did they skyrocket the rent, because the rent was already high when I left that bitch. I'm just like, oh damn.
Yeah,
So what
right.
I'm hearing now, that shit is probably like a grand more than what it was when I left.
Yeah, that's
So
insane to think
there's
about. Like,
people
who could
paying
afford
like
that?
2,500 for a closet.
Yeah,
'Cause they ain't big ass apartments either.
right.
So that's when you start to notice it's like, what the fuck? But they got new buildings and shit that they building. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying?
So to piggyback off
Hey.
that part, it's like
Yeah.
once I lived in Atlanta for like 3, 4 years. I'll say that 4 year mark. I'm still working in this area. Now I'm starting to see the gentrification coming to the hood that I live in.
Mm.
So I start realizing like, yo, I provide like installation services for people and I help people move and I kind of see the trends of where people are moving. It's like I started to notice that I'm starting to do a lot of work in my neighborhood. And I'm
Mm.
starting to notice like all the people with money are moving into my neighborhood. And there's new apartments being built in my neighborhood. And I'm like, you know what? I want to live in one of these new apartments in my neighborhood. I'm gonna level up and get in there. And sure enough, that's how I got into the spot that I live in now, which is hands down the most expensive place I've lived in ever. You know, and I don't plan on ever leaving this spot because of that. Like I couldn't imagine living here and now spending double on something worse.
Facts though.
You know, and it's just
Big
like,
facts.
it ain't gonna work like that for me. But I just don't understand how to even level up. Like if they decide to raise my rent $500 or whatever because the property value around here is going up because the belt line is right down the street. It's like
Mm.
how the fuck do you compete with that? Because if I don't spend the 500 here, I'm gonna have to leave and still end up spending it somewhere else.
No, that's a fact.
So it's
That's
just
the
like,
challenging thing about gentrification is like what it most people don't know what to do, like or they get pushed out of a certain neighborhood.
mm-hmm.
And that's kind of bringing it back to the, I guess, the super old school days when they was pushing everybody to go north. They gentrified the south.
Yeah,
Now
right.
they pushing everybody to go back the other way. You know what I'm
Yeah, right.
saying? They want you to go Midwest now in this motherfucker.
Yeah, bro, that shit's crazy. Because that's the only place we can really afford to live.
That, exactly. So
Alabama,
either
all them countries, all them states in the middle don't know where everybody want to be. Michigan,
nah
Iowa, fucking
facts.
Missouri,
Got a sister in Michigan.
huh?
I got a sister in Michigan. She
Ain't
literally
shit
left
going
Atlanta to go
on.
to Michigan. I was like, really?
It's like shit. It's affordable. It's cold as fuck up there though, man.
That's a fact. My niece had a snowman and shit. I was just like, what the fuck is that?
that
She's like, it's my snowman. I was like, oh shit, I got
nigga,
snow.
I'm good
We
on
ain't
that
got no
snow
snow.
shit.
Like I'm used to snow. 'Cause I'm from New York, but I ain't seen snow since like really since I've been out here.
Yeah, right.
It don't
I'm
get
good
like
on
that
that.
out here.
No, I don't. It
So I'm
snowed
good
one
on that.
time I was out here. Since I've been out here, it snowed like once or twice.
But they ain't stick.
It did. It stuck. No, no.
Oh, did?
Yeah, I got stuck on a hill. Nigga, that shit was real.
Oh damn.
Yeah. Actually, it's funny you talking about snow today. I think you might have seen it on Instagram. A few pages been posting like this a 10-year anniversary today Snowmageddon.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
That shit was weak as fuck, bro. I be
It was
looking at
super
that shit.
weak.
I'm like, how you can't drive through that shit? That shit, you can still see the concrete.
But nah, they panic when they get like any type of snow or any type of coldness out here is what I learned because they not used
Oh
to it. They are not used to that shit at all.
yeah. Yeah, so
But
be it. I'll
shit.
be ready to get off anyway. Hell
But
yeah.
shit. And gentrification, I think that's just something that's a part of the process whenever they get money in certain places. Just like in Atlanta, you got all the film industry companies and etc. New York had the Barclays, that new stadium that got built. So I think
Mm-hmm.
wherever they start building and taking the money, they're gonna push people that are already there out. And I don't
Yep.
really have a solution for that. Like I think people just got to pay attention to the environment, and you'll actually see that shit coming.
High key.
You know what I'm
That's
saying? Like you'll
exactly
literally see it coming. You
that's
can't.
exactly how it worked.
Yeah. So I think we got to just pay attention more as a community when it comes to that type of shit.
I don't
And
know.
just like Miss, huh?
Go ahead, my bad guy. I didn't mean to cut you. Go ahead.
No, I was saying just like Miss Matter said, you kind of gotta like prepare and get multiple streams of income. Like you can't just have it on one set. Like, oh, this is good for now. Nah, you gotta try to find a way to live a little bit above your means somehow,
Mm.
some way when it comes to the income.
Oh yeah, totally. I see that. I
Yes,
was gonna
sir.
say, I don't know how much time we got, but on the exit note, I don't know how many movie buffs I got out there or how many people listen or watch a lot of movies, but two movies particularly, two movies particularly that I feel like deal with gentrification. They both Netflix originals. One is a new one that just dropped called The Kitchen.
Mm.
That one's tight. The Kitchen is tight, and it's basically about gentrification going down over in Europe, bro. Like in the future type shit. But it's the way how they paint it out is dope, and it's like a cool story. And then another one that's relevant to here, actually, it's set in New York. Is Vampires in the Bronx.
Vampires in the Bronx.
Vampires in the Bronx, got that shit cold. It's
That
cold,
sound wild.
and it's about blood suckers coming to the Bronx, trying to buy up the Bronx and shit. You know, and it got a little analogy through it. I'm like, yo, this shit cold, bro. This shit hella
Nah, that
tight.
made mad sense.
Yeah,
That actually
man.
just made mad sense when you put it that
Yeah,
way.
yeah.
That's wild.
Check them out, bro. Check them out.
Vampires in the Bronx. Now I like it. We can actually wrap it up on that note. People go check those out. Give us the titles once again, one more time.
That was The Kitchen that just dropped, and Vampires in the Bronx.
All right. Bet that. Well, let everybody know where to find you, my brother.
Oh yeah, you got your boy Justice on us on Facebook, mucho.chi on Instagram, baby.
I appreciate you having you. Miss Mattis had to drop out early. Appreciate having her as well. We definitely gonna be kicking this on a regular basis.
Let's
Y'all
go.
better prepare. Like, subscribe. If you want to support the channel, you can support the channel by either hitting them stars on Facebook. You can hit the Cash App if you want to help us pay for these streams
Here,
because we streaming, baby. We ain't gonna stop streaming. But overall, this is your boy Rasheen Winter Harris, Candid Talk Show podcast. I enjoyed this one, and shit, catch us next time. Everybody have a blessed and peace night. Peace to the God.
peace, family. Let's go.
Let's go.